Hey guys, if you're wondering why I'm staring at this big black screen with a pixel of white, then you're in luck. Actually, not really. This is a GPU that I've made in Portal 2. Pretty rhymey. But what a GPU is basically this. Left or right, down, you got your downwards movement, got your leftwards movement, you got your upwards movement. If you haven't noticed, it's going in the direction that I tell it to go. This is actually a very simple contraption. We're going to go see the wiring, or the contraptions behind it in just a second. The only thing that could make this better is if these buttons had a less than 3-second timer delay. So we're going to go down. Alright. So real quick, we're going to go... And this is the wiring behind the beast. This could actually be pushed 2 blocks out, but I wanted a bit of walking room. Let's go to the top here. It's a little laggy in this room too. So what you can see, it's a panel of 4x4 panel array of cube buttons. Kind of hard to say. So what happens is this cube will drop out of here. This will push it into there perfectly, because that's what excursion tunnels do to cube buttons. Or that's what I understand that they do. So what happens when you press go this way, this will turn on and then push the cube exactly 1 square over onto the cube next to it. And as you can see, it's right at the end here, so if you want to move it that way, you can't. It'll bounce off of this and then go back on there. So there's no way it'll fall off, and even if it would, you can probably just pop it back on in a heartbeat. So I'm going to leave a portal in here so you can see what goes on while I press a button. It's actually very simple. I mean, I already explained it as good as I could back there, so let's see. Now we're gonna move it up. How about down, 'cause it's closer. So as you can see, those turn on and they turn off. And somehow that's just good enough to push them exactly 1 cube over. And actually, it's not really exactly 1 cube. It's mostly these guys that sense that he's out of the place and he needs to be pushed back in, so he gets pushed back in. It's actually very simple if you think about it. And this can be applied to a few more concepts, right? To a few more inventions. And I actually made one, and I'll show it to you right now. Alright, so what you're seeing here is sort of a menu GUI that utilizes the moving ability of the GPU in the other room over there. Just can't get to it. What it is a menu, got 4 numbers and an arrow. You can move down. It's the same thing, except instead of pixels moving down and up and everywhere, it's an arrow, which is pretty cool. What you can do with this is wire up a door, so when it's on number 1, the number 1 test chamber would open up, and then same for 2 and 3 and 4, and you could have them all hooked up to a general thing, so when all 4 are done, you can enter there and finish the level. I wouldn't really recommend actually using this until somebody or me finds a much smaller way to implement this, because I mean, this is huge. There's a lot of items used. There's all these flipping panels, and there's only a max of like 300 or something items that you can use per thing, or something around there. There's a max for items, and it's kind of unnecessary. I think it's unnecessary to have this many focused on such a minor part of the map, and not the actual map itself. But you can use an external map editor, because those don't have item limits, or I don't think so. This is all made in the chamber maker, or whatever it was, that comes with Portal 2, but yeah. And that's pretty much it. I can't wait to see what people make with this. I think it's pretty interesting. It's pretty easy to do. All the download links to these maps will be in the description. You can use them on whatever you like. I'm going to continue to try to make improvements to them, make them smaller. Like, I already have a thing going for this one where instead of this, it's a 7-segment display that you scroll through. So instead of like being this big, it's maybe 1/4. So it's a much easier selection screen. Yeah, but that's pretty much it, and I'll see you guys sometime else.